Thank you for joining us. Before we get started on today's episode, just a quick reminder to please smash the like button in the bottom right corner and subscribe to Locked On Senators so you can be the first to know when new content arrives. The best way to help us grow is to comment on the video as well. So let us know if this is a player you want the Sens to draft or you think they should stay away from, and let us know why as well. This is one of 64 draft profiles that we're producing, so let's get into it. All right, coming in at number 42 with an average of 40.2, Alexander Perevalov. He is an absolute offensive weapon out of the MHL.
And our first non-defenseman of the day, Ross, as Perevalov is a classic Russian, a right shot left winger. They always love to do that. And this is finally, Ross, we have a guy where he spent most of his time in one league overseas. Most of his time was at the MHL, where he had 42 games played and 25 goals, 25 assists, good for 50 points. And in 9 playoff games, 3 goals, 1 assist, good for 4 points.
So I was talking to Spoke Z, who does a lot of good work covering MHL, all that kind of stuff. He said that he started the year on an absurd pace, like 22 goals in his first 20 games, something like that. So he just came out absolutely humming, got a great shot, creative in the offensive zone, plays a decent complete game. Again, didn't get any ice time when he got called up and played a few games at the KHL level. That scouting report brought to you by our good buddy at Spoke Z. And when we're looking at his statistical profile, 25 goals, 25 assists in 42 games this season, 32 penalty minutes, not afraid to mix it up. I was reading an article on him in the Hockey News Pilsy. In Russia, he's getting stylistic comparisons to David Pastrnak, which, I mean, you are looking at just the best of the best in terms of offensive creativity, the shot. Now, I don't know if I saw exactly that, but he's certainly a guy that you just wind him up on the power play and let him be the trigger man. So he brings a lot. He's a 6 foot, 191 pound left winger, but as we see with a lot of Russians, a left winger, but a right shot. So played 5 KHL games this year, no points, not a lot of ice time, but Pilsy, a lot of scouts that we have really, really like him. I'll leave you to go through that, including another prospect that Elite Prospects does not like.
This is a very similar situation, Ross, as we have Craig Button, 21, Bob McKenzie, 24, Scott Wheeler, 36, Chris Peters, 25. So you're looking at a range of 21 to 36, which, I mean, 15 picks, it sounds like a lot, but really went in the range of scouts and what we've been looking at, that's fairly tight together. Where does Elite Prospects have him? 95. You're looking at a range now of 74 different range from Craig Button to Elite Prospects. So I don't know. Maybe they had the protractor out and the angles of his strides weren't at the exact dimensions that Elite Prospects like here, but that just seems wild to me.
Yeah, it looks like he's leaning over in his photo. Maybe that's got something to do with it. But in all seriousness, this is a guy who moved away from home at a very young age to join the Yaroslavl program. Over 3,000 kilometers from where he's from, Pilsy.
Sometimes forget how big Russia is.
He's from Siberia. Like, he is from just north of Mongolia. Like, he is way east. So
yeah, like when you said moved away from home, I was like, he didn't play junior in North America, or he didn't play over in like Sweden or something. What are you talking about, moved away from home? But yes, that is definitely fair.
Yeah, so I mean, that takes some adjustment as well. You might know his coach in Yaroslavl is Denis Grebeshkov, who played for the Oilers for a little bit, former NHL player there. So probably learning at least enough English to get by from that, but didn't get any chance playing with Lokomotiv Yaroslavl. Unfortunately, that's the organization that had to deal with the plane crash. Rest in peace to all those, including a couple former Senators were in that, but they've rebuilt the program since then, and I think he's going to be a big part of it going forward. Again, didn't get the opportunity this year, but I see him as being a KHL guy next year and being done with the junior program in the MHL.
He's at a point, Ross, where that needs to happen. I mean, like I mentioned, he played 42 games in the MHL. That doesn't happen for Russian prospects. Usually they bounce around MHL, VHL, KHL, and clearly they were like, you need to dominate here so you can be ready to play in the KHL. And I think that's where he's at. I like the Pasternak comparable because he has a lethal shot. But as you can tell from his stats, 25 goals, 25 assists, he's a dual threat guy. Like, he can dish the puck too. I watched some highlights of him on 2-on-1s. He's the type of player you want with the puck on his stick for a 2-on-1 because he can rip it top G's on a goalie, or he can have them think he's going to shoot and then make that cross ice pass on the tape to his teammate for a good backdoor tap in. So I really like him, and he plays both sides of special teams. And when he's on the penalty kill, he becomes an offensive threat that you can't cheat on the power play, because if you give him a rush the other way, he'll just snipe one. So I think he's a very interesting player, and there's a lot of potential here. But I don't have him as a guy the Sens should really target. I got him at 3 stars here because I think he might spend some time in Russia as well. And I fully expect the Sens, if they do keep the 7th pick, to draft a winger there. And then they would have to use back-to-back picks on a winger here. I don't think that's the play. So that's why I'm a little bit down on him.
Yeah, I've got him at 3.5 stars. I just think the elite offensive skill, the determination, the way he hounds pucks in the offensive zone, he's going to be an NHL middle 6 player, I think is a safe projection for Perevalov. And Cam Robinson from Elite Prospects says he thinks he's a first-round talent. Lots of skill, lots of speed, keeps his head up, makes nice plays. But in the Hockey News article, Perevalov says that he's really working on his vision and trying to become a more complete offensive player. So love that from him. He's a little bit of a later birth, maybe right in the middle there when you're looking at a guy who's born April 16th, 2004. So I'd see a lot of upside from him, but again, he's a guy he's signed in the KHL through 2024, so he's at least over there for the next 2 years, and I think he'll probably stay a year or two after that. But when you get him, it's going to be a long-term project, but I do think that the offensive ability will translate into the National Hockey League.